First, let me introduce myself. My name is Ádám Haraszti. I'm here to represent the H-Moto racing team, but unfortunately this presentation wasn't supposed to be made by me, but the owner of the team and the head of the team, Mr. Christian Kelemen, who unfortunately just last week suffered a road accident. So, as funny as it might sound, he has hands-on and personal experience of road safety in Central Europe at the moment. Yep. He suffered an accident with his motorbike and broken ankle. That's why he cannot be here, unfortunately. He really regrets it, but I will try to replace him as best as possible. I am a sports reporter. I've been covering motorcycle racing for the past 10 years, mainly the MotoGP series, which is the highest level of racing in the world with motorcycles. And I got to know this team and the guys racing for the team thanks to this. And I can say that I grew friends, many of them, so I really hope I can do as best a job possible here. You can see the most important words for the team: professionalism, innovation, team. I would like to also highlight another one, which is passion, because the whole team was made thanks to the passion of Christian, the owner, and because one of the riders on the team, as you can see, here's the team, quite a big one, actually the biggest in Hungary. You cannot find any other team with so many riders here in Hungary, and I think it's quite unique even in the Central European area. So the team was established in 2011 thanks to Alain Györfi, the first rider of the team who won the European title in 125cc category in 2007. That was at the time the smallest class of motorcycle racing. And he wanted to step on. He used to race with his own team, sponsored or supported by his own family. And actually, he grew out this team, so he wanted to make another step. And that's why he needed some help. Christian used to race himself as a rally co-driver, so he really has a passion for motorcycle racing as well, and any kind of motorsports. So he also a successful businessman, so he decided to lend a helping hand to Alain, who is also from the same city as Christian, Kecskemét. So that's how they met, and that's how this team was formed. It's the 5th year of the team, as you can see. And the first aim was the team to provide high-quality service to Alain and then all those racers. And I can say that at the moment, the most important goal for this team is promoting Hungarian talent in motorcycle racing and also nurturing them, give them a possibility to develop themselves, mostly in Central European racetracks in the Alps Adria series. In 2016, we have lots of races. I introduce them to you, but I don't want to bore you too much with their results. But what you can see from all of these results from them, these guys, they really race here around in Central Europe. And what is important, you know, this level of racing is not the luxurious thing that you could imagine from MotoGP, for example, where the best paid riders get to the racetracks by business class on airplanes. They usually go themselves by car on Central European roads, so they have really hands-on experience of the quality of these European roads. And these tracks mostly are in Austria, Croatia, Romania, Hungary, the Czech Republic. But we also have, luckily, some other results as well, like you can see at Viktória Kis. She won the QSS series, which is a Qatarian superbike series in 2015, which is quite a unique thing because, as you can see, she's a woman. And she's actually the most successful Hungarian ladies rider. I already told you about Alain, who was the ignition of this whole team in 2011. His best result was the 2007 European Championship, which is actually a defunct series because now the European title is given by only one race at the end of the season and in a bit different category because he used to ride two-stroke bikes at the time, and the whole aim of his at the time when he has changed teams was to get on a four-stroke bike. At the moment he's riding a 600cc super sport bike, that's how they are called, and he's quite successful as well in the Alps Adria series. Last year we also had a Spanish guy, Alex Aulestia, who wanted to try himself in a non-Spanish team and non-Spanish racetracks, and but it was just a new experience for us. Unfortunately, this is not continuing this year, but also we have a Romanian guy, Robert Mureșan, who is also riding this year with us. And as you can see, he has won the Romanian Championship last year on his super stock bike. It's a 1000cc four-stroke bike. So we have quite a big team, not just Hungarian guys and girls. And what is important for them in this team? Because they are so big, they can give on their experience, pass on their experience to each other. And why they need this team is they have those circumstances that can lead them to another level. It's not professional level, although professionalism is very important to us, but it doesn't mean that they are paid by the team or they can get a living from this. They are living for their own passion, and this is why they might be useful for any kind of road safety campaign, because they are actually risking their lives on the racetracks, and they know much about riding in a safe manner. So the team gives them the physical and mental support as well, which means the help of doctors or psychologists as well, if it's necessary. We can say motorcycle development is also based on their feedback, but because they are not racing in prototype series, so actual development really means very little changes, because they have to keep the bikes according to the rules quite close to those used on the roads, because they are racing in production series. And of course, this work is a continuous one. It doesn't stop at the end of one season. And it's quite a new thing for us this year. You can see this little lady, Hanna Vince, and the little guy, Zalán Szilárd. They are very young kids. Their parents have contacted the team. They wanted to give them a chance to ride in professional circumstances, which is not a big thing maybe in their age. But what is important to us, as I already mentioned, nurturing, developing Hungarian talent. If you want to get really talented in motorcycle racing, you really have to start in a very young age. The best riders at the moment in the world, like Jorge Lorenzo, who has won last year's title, has started riding 4 years old. So you cannot start it early enough. You can imagine these little guys on those little bikes. It might sound freaking, but in such professional circumstances, it's not at all, and it's quite fun. Actually, many of today's professional riders, just for having fun, still do ride these very small bikes, like putting their legs this way on them, so it's really fun for them as well. So it is very important to us to get riders as young as possible and give them the possibility to nurture their talent. That's why what I've already mentioned to you. Then the most important thing for these guys to be in this team, that they can get to know actually the best Hungarian riders possible at the moment. They can give them their experience, pass on their experience, and they can lead them on the way to become maybe even professional racers and maybe get even to the MotoGP or World Superbike Series in the later future. It's a thing at the moment in Hungary which is quite difficult, to get sponsorship for such campaigns. It's not easy at all, and it doesn't really have the roots like in other sports. Sponsorship in motorsports doesn't come too easy, and just like media coverage. So because of this, it is very important them to be a member of such a team, which is really only made to give them the possibility and the chance to get to the highest level possible at the moment here in Hungary. And as I already mentioned to you, media coverage is really hard to get for such a team at the moment here in Hungary. So for 2016, the H-Moto team has made a plan for itself to try to get to be known as much as possible here in Hungary. So for this, we have lots of ideas to start in this year. As I mentioned, we would like to strengthen the relationship with the media. Actually, this is the cause why I'm here at the moment, because the team is trying to cooperate also with the company which I work for, DG Sport. We are covering the MotoGP series for the 6th year at the moment. So they thought it's a good idea to make a cooperation with us, because they also would like to reach this level of motorsports. For a team like H-Moto, they can take part, if the circumstances are appropriate, in a couple of races in the World Championship, like wildcard racers, and they would like to get the best coverage for these races possible. If they can make these plans come through in this year, they have quite good chances, luckily, so hopefully they will be there at a couple of racetracks in this year in the World Championship as well. So we would like to take part as many media events as well as possible, like the H-Moto Day, which we are going to do in the summer at the Hungaroring, but also we had our own media day a couple of weeks ago, actually, to start the season, to show our plans for 2016. And there is a very interesting cooperation with the GAMF Motor Student Program, which is actually made by the Budapest Technical University, who are trying to develop Hungarian mechanics and engineers who can work even in motorcycle racing. And actually, to get the most professional experience possible, it's not easy for them. And the best way probably is on the racetrack itself. It can give them valuable experience, and it can give us actually helping hands. So it's, I think, a highly mutually beneficial cooperation at the moment. And there is something else that is not on the table at the moment. And we are also taking part of campaigns in the Hungarian Rescue Service, which is, I think, can be interesting to you because of the topic of this whole conference. The team is trying to work with the media agency. That's how they actually got to this conference as well. They are also creating their own calendar and also an own magazine that you can see on the picture to promote their activities. They also set up their own Facebook page for this year. And they are trying to take part in many other events as well to promote the team, not just in motorcycling, not just in sport, but as you can see, the Csabai Kolbász Festival is a Hungarian sausage-making festival. And as you can imagine, it's very down-to-earth circumstances can give them a very good chance to promote their team in the most laid-back manner possible, I think. That's all I wanted to tell you about the team, but the most important thing that I would like to highlight, as you can see this guy smiling on the picture, if they are not afraid to risk their lives on the racetrack to fuel their passion, they are not afraid at all from a camera either. So I think they can give you very good experience and very high credibility if you want to use their experience in such a campaign. And I think they would be more than happy to help you out with these things. So I hope that they will be able to help you in such things in the future.